Bank of America Stadium will be our location for this good one between Arizona and Carolina. And now to Tom Hammond and Chris Collinsworth for the game. Tom?
Well, the weather will be perfect for today's game. Tom Hammond here. Beside me, as always, Chris Collinsworth. Here's the opening kick. Chris, any comments before we kick this one off?
We should see both of these teams trying to establish a good balance on offense in this one. Whoever can do that should be able to win this thing.
And we'll see how their offense has prepared for this matchup as they come onto the field for the first time.
Here we go, here we go, here we go.
Leinart steps up to the line, 3 wide receivers. Hope comes in motion. Drops back. Defense is getting pressure. Intercepted. He's tackled at the 38. And the safety made a really nice play on the ball to grab that interception.
You know, this safety is known for his big hits, but that time it was his soft hands that made the difference.
It's 1st and 10. Ball on the 38-yard line. Surveys the field. It's intercepted. What a brutal hit. Great catch by the linebacker. Not a smart throw from the quarterback.
You know, it's hard to believe that you can lose a guy that big, but sometimes those linebackers dropping underneath in coverage, quarterbacks just don't see him, and he threw it right to him.
First and 10. Ball on the 13. James alone in the backfield. James off the left side. Brought down at the 11. James gains about 2 yards on the run.
Gain of 2.
3. No, make that 4 wide receiver formation. Drops back to pass. He throws right. Brings it in. Finally make the tackle, and it will be 1st and goal. He shows no hesitation and gets it in there to get the first down.
Yeah, you wouldn't hesitate either if you were standing back there in the pocket. I say the heck with it. Get it out of there fast. Let somebody else handle it for a little while.
End zone. Gamble has the interception. And the defense just came away with their second of the half.
This defense is good, no question about it, and I like the way they're changing their looks out there, sort of like a good pitcher. They're not letting him settle in on one particular defense and really taking advantage of them.
Delhomme with the give. Brought down behind the line. No one picked up the linebacker, and it cost them.
And when your defensive line can handle their guys up front and not allow the offensive linemen to get down on the linebackers, it really gives those linebackers a chance to look great.
They hand it off. He's dropped right around the 18-yard line. Just about a 3-yard gain. That'll bring up 3rd down. A lot of playmakers on offense for Carolina. Here are just a few.
Let's go, keep playing. 188! 188! Cloud left, over right! Fargo! Fargo! Let's get on!
He's looking to throw. Rifles this one out to the middle. And they get him at the 36-yard line. The defense just didn't match up well on that play.
Yeah, tough to match up one-on-one in man coverage against that wide receiver. He's pretty good.
It's the tailback. Brought down at the 36-yard line. The misdirection play gets a yard at the most. They line up in an I.
Regular. Come on, man. Red ball. Raider.
Delhomme with the give. He lost it, and they fall on the loose ball. Down the sideline. To the 10. He gets in for 6. This defense just turned the field into 6 points of their own.
The scoop, the scoot, and he's into the end zone for the touchdown. I don't think anybody was going to have a chance to catch him there.
So they're ready for the extra point. And the point after is good. Arizona is up a score. Good distance on the kick. And he's drilled. What a hit. So as the offense heads back onto the field, we'll take this time to remind you that our game is brought to you by EA Sports. If it's in the game, it's in the game.
Regular. 180. Check 66.
First down, looking to throw. He is hit hard on the play. Pretty nice pickup on the pass that time.
And that's simply good design and execution on the pattern. They work hard all week in practice to make sure that on game day they have that timing down perfectly.
188. Red ball. ADO here.
He wasn't set when he threw. He's tackled around the 34-yard line. That was a 3-yard completion, and we'll have 1st and 10 coming up.
Good aggressive play calling that time. The defense obviously looking for the run. They come back with the pass.
They go with the run. He's brought down at the 41-yard line. A nice job of the running back as they pick up a gain of 8. Out of the I formation.
Red ball. Watch the ball.
Defense pushes him out of bounds at the 48-yard line. They need to come up with a better game plan to stop this guy.
Yeah, you're not kidding. They can't keep giving up those big chunks of yardage like that. If they do, it's going to be awfully tough to stop this offense.
180. Go. There's your lane. Watch the run.
He drops back to pass with the pass. Brought down at the 39-yard line. Nice grab on the play, his second catch of the drive.
Yeah, and I'm going to expect to see a lot more passes to this guy. He's a good receiver. He's talented. He can make the catch and get upfield. But more importantly right now, this defense is creating some opportunities for him to catch the ball.
Tosses it out. He didn't get back to the line. This defense is definitely not afraid to use their safeties in run support.
And as a quarterback, you have to start to recognize that. You just can't allow that safety to keep sniffing around that 8th man in the box and not throw the football. Essentially, they're daring this offense to throw it, and they're not taking advantage.
Williams gets the call again. And they get him at the 38. So they tried to push it ahead, but the defense stopped them short of the first down.
Looked like one of those old-fashioned rugby scrums there. A lot of big bodies piled together and nowhere for the running back to go.
He gets it away. So this one goes into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback. So before the offense hits the field, Let's take the time to let you know that our game is brought to you by EA Sports. Play fake. Passes to his left. Peppers has the pick. He's down the sideline. The defense looks like they're running a pick drill out there.
And I think you said that well, because this has been a team defense. They've been getting pressure, good coverage in the secondary, and this quarterback is struggling.
He looks to throw on first down. Throws out to the right. He's finally dragged down, and now it will be first and goal. Offense comes out first and goal, needing a touchdown to tie things up. Fullback straight ahead. Hit hard at the 4. The fullback gets back to the original line of scrimmage. They're crowding that line of scrimmage. And they motion a guy to the right. With the hard throw out to his left. What a play by the defender.
And the quarterback really caught a break on that one, that wasn't intercepted.
Let's see if they try to hammer it in here.
Here we go. Regular. 180. That's hot then. 180. Let's go. Hot,
He's brought down at the 2. And they get 2 yards on the quarterback sneak.
Gain of 2.
4th down. This one is from 19, basically like kicking an extra point. And right down the middle. Here's a quick look at the drive summary. Not a bad kick. He'll return it from the 4-yard line. They get him at the 30. The quarterback leads his offense back onto the field after turning it over on their last drive. They'll set up shop at the 30. It's 1st and 10. Leinart with 3 wide receivers.
solid, close left. Hey, let's go. You got it. Go white.
He looks to throw on first down with a pass. Out of bounds around the 41-yard line. And a great pass by the quarterback to convert for the first.
And what we're seeing out of this quarterback is a variety of throws. Yes, he has the ability to zip it in there when he needs to, but we've also seen some touch throws, a very complete repertoire.
Setting up play action. On the run, he throws it. Tackled at the 48-yard line. Great pickup for the first on that one.
And really what makes NFL football so special is the ability of these quarterbacks to throw it and these great receivers to catch it. That's just fun to watch.
Here's the halfback. He's going to be tackled for a loss. The defense seemed to do everything right there.
And you love to see those linebackers playing downhill like that, not just flowing sideline to sideline, but attacking and trying to get in the backfield.
He drops back to pass. Johnson picks it off. Johnson loses the ball and is picked up by one of the linemen. So they come up with another interception.
This is about the time where the quarterback comes walking off the field and one of his own defensive players will look at him and go, you want to try and throw one to our guys for once?
Setting up play action. Scans the field. It's incomplete. The receiver was out of bounds when he made the catch.
Not a perfectly timed throw that time. Held on to it just a little too long and led the receiver out of bounds.
Yourself a brand new DVD player.
Looks to pass. He throws it. There for the catch. And he dropped him in the open field. That pass is good for a first down.
And he had some zip on that one, didn't he? He reared back and threw that one about as hard as he could.
I formation here.
Yeah. Get that team. Get that team.
Here's the give. And they get him at about the 39-yard line. James comes away with 2 yards on the carry. From the 40-yard line, they'll go from the I formation. Leinart gives it left, and he will lose yardage on the play. The offense had a tough time picking up all their blocks on that play.
You know, you can draw up any sort of protection scheme and blocking scheme that you want, but ultimately this game comes down to one big man against another big man, and that time the defense's big men, they won the battle.
Looking to throw. Looking for a receiver. Incomplete. He really just rifled that last pass.
And it just goes to show that arm strength isn't everything. Accuracy and touch is something that is so important for a quarterback.
Gets it away cleanly. They down it at the 1. The offense takes the field, hoping to come away with more than just a field goal on this drive. Hands it to the back. He's brought down at the 3. 2-yard gain, and that will bring up second down.
Gain of 2.
Offense sets up deep inside their own territory. Ball on the 3.
I'm trying to get you over there, baby. Regular. 180. 180. Left call. Let out. Get him blocked.
On the ground, up the middle. What can they do to slow his pursuit down?
This guy's really one of the strengths on this defense. Not only is he able to turn the corner and get some pressure on the quarterback, but he's rock solid against the run.
They'll give it off here. He's tackled around the 5-yard line. What happened there?
When you run the ball in that situation, typically it means you have a little more faith in your offensive line and your running back than you do the quarterback and the receivers. And that time, the offensive line and the running back didn't get it done.
Gets it away cleanly. Makes a cut, and he will be hit and dropped. Let's see if the offense can put something together on this drive. The Cardinals come out in a single back formation. Arizona motions right. Drops back to pass. Short throw to the right. Tackled around the 29-yard line. And you won't see the coaching staff complaining about that.
Yeah, coaching staffs generally don't complain about too much when they have a quarterback that has the lead qualities and the arm strength and the ability that this guy has.
Toss. He doesn't get back to the line. That's what you call a great individual effort.
There are just some guys in this league that you have to run away from, but the danger in that is you run away from him and he uses his speed to catch you from behind.
Gives to the back. They will be short, and that will bring up a 4th down.
Well, that's just a big run stop right there. You have a very proud defensive line that was just going to take control of that situation.
Kicks it, got plenty of distance, and right down the middle. And that was not an easy kick, Chris.
Yeah, it looked like a little adrenaline kicked in on that one, didn't it? Maybe even surprised him how far he hit that one.
Kicks it off. He'll return it from the 1. He's still going. Drilled at the 31. The offense takes the field, and we'll see if they can put something together after their last drive ended with a 3-and-out.
180. 180. Go.
Drops back on first down. Gets it off with the catch. He's brought down around the 39-yard line. 8-yard gain. 2 yards away here on second down. They line up with one running back in the backfield, 3 wide. Back to throw. Rifles it out there. And they get him at the 45. He gunned that one in there for the first down, didn't he?
He really did, and when you watch a guy throw a ball that hard, they don't move their arm any faster. You see him driving off that back leg. That was a pretty pass.
Gets the pass out. Andy has been his go-to guy on the drive. Good yardage that time on the pass.
And how'd you like that throw by the quarterback? A little touch, a little lob in over the top, like an alley-oop in basketball.
Rockets it. He's there for the catch. He's tackled at about the 19-yard line. No trouble airing it out. That gives him 100 yards already.
Not a bad first quarter, huh? And before the game, this quarterback was telling me his arm felt great in practice all week, so we'll see how he holds up for the remainder of the game.
Tosses left. Brought down at the 19-yard line. Williams, Trent comes away with about 2 yards on the toss play.
Very effective call that time by the defensive coordinator, bringing the outside linebacker a terrific way to give your defense some help in stopping the run.
He's looking to throw. Throws while on the run. He's in for the score. Great time for them to go to the air, Chris. He did a nice job getting open, and they scored pretty easily.
This passing combination is starting to get hot. You can now see the payoff for all the work that they've done in the offseason. They are starting to find each other, and it's starting to look easy.
The kick is up. It's good. And now we'll take a quick look at the drive summary. He kicks it. Harrington fields it at the 3. And he gets brought down hard. The offense was only able to muster a field goal on their last drive. We'll see what they do with this possession. They come out in the nickel. First down, looking to throw. Looks down the field. He's dropped. I would expect to see a little better protection from the guys up front on the offensive line.
Yeah, I have to agree. When you start giving up sacks like that, it really changes the complexion of the game. And I think in particular, the quarterback who has this clock in his head working, he starts to anticipate when the pressure is going to get there. And if he starts thinking it's going to happen sooner, all of a sudden the timing of your offense is completely off.
So they pick up quite a few yards on that play.
Yeah, really a nice route that time. One of the keys to playing wide receiver is the ability to not only get into cuts, but to get out of the cuts. That time, very explosive coming out of that cut, and it made the difference.
Leinart is lined up under center. Offense lines up in an I. Back to throw. Guns it out. Gamble gets the pick. And just a great interception by the cornerback.
Might want to start thinking about trying to pick on that guy. We've seen all day he has simply been quicker to the spot than the wide receivers coming into his area.
Delhomme dropping back. Looks left. Throw. What a shot. And this receiver just loves it when the defense is in man coverage.
Yeah, there's no better feeling than when you're coming off the ball and you know it's just you and the guy across from you. That's just good old-fashioned football, but you also know typically when you get man coverage, your quarterback is under pressure.
They're going to pitch it. He's dropped for a loss. Tried to find something, but there wasn't anything there for him.
Yeah, not anything at all. And as a running back, you're probably going back to the huddle going, guys, a little help, please?
Play action. And it's caught. What an open field tackle. About 6 yards on the play. Third down now, 5 to go. Ball on the 27. The Cardinals line up with a nickelback. Back to pass. Under heavy pressure. Is there for the catch. He's brought down right around the 10-yard line. They get a nice pickup there.
Yeah, but he better be careful with those throws. That was pretty tight coverage. They got away with it that time, but I don't know in the future.
Regular. 180. 180. Check 66. Now.
The halfback with the carry. And they get him at the 11. A gain of a yard, if anything, on the run. On the 11 now. They'll come out in the eye.
There you go, G. Regular. Red ball. 188. Regular. Which way, Rodney Slayer?
Williams, the ball carrier. He's tackled at the 11. Got maybe a couple of feet, and that makes it third down. 11 yards out. The Panthers go with the I formation.
Turbo, Simba, peel one single. Yeah, we see that. 180. 180. Let's go.
Delhomme is looking to stay perfect on this drive. He came down with it. Touchdown. Outstanding play to the wide receiver as he took it the distance.
Well, that's just a big-time pitch and catch right there. The quarterback made a beautiful throw, but it was the route by the wide receiver that set it up. He was as open as I've seen all afternoon.
And the point after is good. And here's your drive summary for that last series. The kick. Hit and dropped at the 26-yard line. On his last drive, the quarterback completed a pass, but to the other team. Throwing another one could be disastrous to this offense. Liner comes to the line under center. Single backfield this time.
Here we go, baby. Go.
They'll throw on first down. Throws short, and it's completed. He took a shot at the 32-yard line. James picked up 6 for that grab. So second down now. The offense needs about 4 for the first. James, the ball carrier. Tackled at about the 37-yard line. He found a little daylight and was able to break free for the first.
With defense is so focused on trying to make offenses one-dimensional and take away the run, anytime you see a gain of 6 yards and a first down, that's pretty impressive.
The defender gets him to the ground. James gains around 3 yards on the run. Liner comes to the line under center. Single backfield this time. They're going to pitch it. He lost yardage on the play. That started off poorly and only got worse.
And you could see the running back there just saying, where are my guys? Where's my blocking? What's going on out here? Just need a little help from your friends.
Back to throw. He needs to get rid of it. Almost picked. And the defender breaks up the play.
Just great position that time on the defensive side. The receiver really never had a chance on that one.
Johnson to punt. He gets it away. Robinson fields it at the 26. And he's hammered at the 33. This offense seems to have found its stride as they take the field again after their last 2 successful drives.
Go get it.
They'll go from the I formation.
Hey, let's make some plays. Solid, close left. Take 66.
Looks to pass. Rockets it out. He's dropped at the 44-yard line.
Tom, I really don't think there's a better competitor in the NFL than Steve Smith. This guy has always played with a little chip on his shoulder. He seems to be angry at the world a lot of times, and he takes it out on the football field. He is so quick, he is so tough, and he is so fast. I love watching Steve Smith play.
Throws it out, and he catches it. He makes a great open field tackle. The defense didn't have a chance on that one. Great throw that time.
Yeah, really not much a defense can do when you get a guy that can throw the football like that. You know, you get yourselves in position defensively, you think you're in the right spot, you're going to make a play, and a guy makes a throw like that, and you go, hey, that's a good throw.
Strong throw to his right. It's tipped. Hackett was the intended receiver on the play, and it falls incomplete. It's 3rd down and a yard for the first. Offset I formation in the backfield.
Regular. 180. Wants a hard count.
Williams takes the handoff. And they get him around the 46-yard line. And they get no push from the offensive line.
Oh, yeah, they did. They were all moonwalking on that play. They were pushing. They were just pushing and going backwards.
Baker kicks it away, and did he ever get a hold of this one? Down in the end zone for a touchback. They had to punt it away on their previous drive. Leinart is in the gun, 3 wide receivers.
Alert.
He looks to throw on 1st down, goes through his read. Almost intercepted. What an effort out there. He just got his hands in there and broke it up.
I love watching the closing speed of this defense. When they see the ball, they go get it.
The Cardinals line up with 2 tight ends. Arizona motions right. They get to him and chalk one up for the defense on that play.
The best time to blitz is when the other team is trying to work the ball down the field. Your quarterback's going to have to hold the ball a few seconds. Not enough time there. You can't try and go down the field consistently against this defense. They're going to come get you.
Leinart will look to throw. And they're coming after him. It's completed. Brought down at the 27-yard line. And it appears that they'll go 3 and out.
Nice defensive stand that time with all the rules changes out there that favor the offense. 3 and outs feel awfully good to the defensive side.
He punts it. Makes the fair catch. Once again, we'll take this opportunity to remind you that this game is brought to you by the fine folks at EA Sports. Carolina goes with the ace set here. Short throw to the left. He's brought down at the 35. Just a short, efficient throw that time.
Yeah, a true sign of patience on the offensive side. You let the play develop. You find the open receiver. Maybe he takes a look down the field. It's not there. Just go ahead and take that safe throw.
Delhomme hands it off. He's hammered in the backfield. He tries to wriggle away, but he's stopped for a loss.
Well, Tom, the offensive line just didn't get any push there. They've got to do a better job knocking those guys off the line of scrimmage.
Watch the switch. Let's go get it, baby.
Huge pressure by the defense. Defense pushes him out of bounds right around the 44-yard line.
I don't know of any receiver in the game that entertains me more than Steve Smith. Yeah, he has the great speed and he has great playmaking ability, but how many times have we seen guys get hold of this little tiny guy and think they've got him on the ground, and Steve Smith just punches him in the mouth and fights him off and takes off down the field? I think he is an incredible talent.
Williams lines up as the deep back, I formation.
Regular. 188. 188. Kodiak.
Dropped behind the line. He was caught with nowhere to go.
This is a pretty good running back, and if you can hem him up like that, pretty impressive.
The Panthers motion to the left side. He needs to make a decision. Intercepted. He's dropped at the 42. Well, he looked like he was in the right place at the right time.
Unless you're the quarterback, then he was in the wrong place at the wrong time.
They line up at the 42. The Cardinals come out in the ace formation. On the ground with a tailback. He's tackled at the 37. James comes away with around 5 yards on the delayed handoff. 3 wideouts here. They'll give it off here. They tackle him for a loss. The defense just ate up that play.
Well, those defenders get paid too, and every once in a while they win the battle. Clearly that time they were all over this offensive line.
He drops back to pass. Gets the pass away. He's brought down right around the 30-yard line. That one worked pretty well.
It sure did, and I wish all our fans could see what's happening down the field on all our television broadcasts, because so much of the game now is won and lost in the secondary.
Back to pass. He needs to get the pass off. Tipped away. An excellent job by the defense of disrupting that last play.
And that was really on the wide receiver. Not much of a route, very little separation, and gave the defense a chance to make that play.
Hope is the motion man. He drops back, moves forward. This pass is incomplete. Pressure was coming, and he just got rid of it.
That pass rush didn't get there that time, but it got close enough to distract the quarterback and force him into a bad throw.
The Cardinals put a man in motion to the right. Drops back. Dumps it out right. It's picked. Stiff arms, and the defender still makes the tackle. What a big-time play. I can't believe he hung on to it.
Well, we're going to have to quit using that old cliche about cornerbacks and defensive backs not being able to catch the football. That was some play that time.
From the 23-yard line. Delhomme lines up under center. They'll come up in an I this time.
56. 188. Come on. Let's play ball.
Little handoff. It'll be 1st and goal. That was an excellent run there to pick up the first.
Yes, sir. He really found a nice hole, was able to exploit it for a good gain. They're going to have to do a better job getting in those running lanes if they're going to stop him consistently.
He drops back. Defense closing in. That pass wasn't even close.
Yeah, it wasn't close because the big guy was giving him a whack just as he let that one go. He was really under some pressure that time.
Overwatch, red man.
Drops back. Throws it short. Pass completed. He's in. Touchdown. Another touchdown pass for this quarterback who's having a field day out there.
Yeah, the quarterback's having a great day today, but these receivers are getting wide open. When you get receivers in the National Football League, they get open by 3 or 4 yards. That's like getting open by 10 yards in college.
Point after is good. And we'll take a quick look at the drive summary. Gets a good kick here. Dropped at the 30. The quarterback and his receiver were clearly not on the same page last time, and it led to an interception. The Cardinals line up with 2 tight ends. Back to pass. He throws right. Davis bats it down. Hope was the intended receiver, but they can't complete the pass. Second down, 10 yards to go. Leinart is under center. I formation behind him. He gets out to about the 32-yard line. Gain of 2.
Well, that was the perfect time for them to call a blitz. They got in there, filled up all the gaps, brought down the running back for a short gain.
Back to throw. He throws on the run. Tackled at the 45.
Larry Fitzgerald is really just so smooth, an excellent route runner, a great competitor for the football, doesn't mind playing in traffic, quick in and out of his breaks. There isn't a general manager in the NFL that wouldn't love to have this guy on their team.
First down, looking to throw. Looks down the field. Picked off. To the 20. To the 10. They'll score. Touchdown. What a huge turn of events on that one.
Not only was that a tremendous interception, but when he got the ball in his hand, he looked like he knew what to do with it. What a run.
Here's the point after. Here's the kick. Up and good. Decent kick. Taken at the 5. Brought down at the 30. The quarterback threw a pick on their last drive. Let's see if he's able to shake it off. Arizona get a 4-wide set. The halfback with the carry. He'll be brought down behind the line of scrimmage. It looked as if the offensive line just collapsed on that play.
And it looked like this defensive line just beat him off the snap. Sometimes those guys can time out the quarterback's cadence. And if the quarterback doesn't start changing that snap count, his offensive line's going to really struggle.
He drops back. Short pass to his left. He's dropped at the 37. 8-yard gain. From their own 37-yard line. Out of the I formation. The Cardinals motion to the left side. Play fake. Looking for an open man. Brings this one in. Brought down around the 48-yard line. What happened there, Chris?
Well, they got caught in man-to-man coverage on that play, and I couldn't tell if the defender slipped a little bit or not. Maybe he just got beat on the play.
Drops back to pass. Gets the ball away. Stiff arms, and he's brought down. He made the right read on that pass.
Nice play that time by the quarterback. You know, we talk about progressions and going from one receiver to the next, but this quarterback is doing a great job in the pre-snap read, knowing who the first guy will be and getting him the football.
2 minutes to go in the half. 1st and 10. Ball on the 40-yard line. Leinart hasn't missed yet. Flips it out short. And he caught it. About 4 yards on that play. That'll bring up 2nd down. Leinart changes the play at the line. Leinart is looking to stay perfect on this drive. And he just got hammered. He put something extra on that throw, and it'll keep the chains moving.
And that's really what it takes sometimes, because defenders are so quick out there. If you don't put a little extra pop on it, they can get there.
He looks to throw on 1st down. He passes short. He's brought down at the 22. It looks like they're going to go no huddle. Leinart is in the shotgun. Empty backfield this time. The Cardinals will take their first time out of the half. It's 2nd and 4. We're at the 1-minute mark, first half. Leinart back to pass. He's been perfect on this drive. And they get him at the 11. He put a lot of air under that one.
Yeah, quarterbacks love throwing those little touch passes like that because it shows their finesse. As a receiver, though, sometimes those little touch lofted passes scare you to death because you're watching the ball and you don't know what's coming at you.
The quarterback threw a pretty ball there for the touchdown.
And we've talked about his arm strength, but his accuracy keeps showing through in this game. That was beautifully delivered.
Point after is good. Here's a quick look at the drive summary. Excellent kick here. He'll take it from the 2. That was a great hit. He wasn't getting away from that one. So as the offense heads back onto the field, we'll take this time to remind you that our game is brought to you by EA Sports. If it's in the game, it's in the game. First down, looking to throw. Catch is made. Knocked out of bounds at the 35. 6-yard gain through the air on that play.
When you get that man-to-man coverage, sometimes you have to be a little bit careful. There are defensive backs in this league that will take a chance, jump that one, and if they do, it's 6 points the other way.
He drops back to pass. Short throw to the right. And he's drilled at the 38. Muhammad picks up about 4 yards with the catch. 3rd and maybe a foot or 2. Delone comes to the line with 3 wide. Here's the give. He's dropped at the 40. They had a tough time stopping them on short yardage.
Yeah, they stacked the line of scrimmage pretty well on that one, but just not able to stop them short of the first down markers.
First down, looking to throw. Rifles it to the right. And he's out right around the 48-yard line. That one worked just as they drew it up.
Good pass, good catch, I agree. Sometimes there's really nothing you can do as a defense to stop a well-executed pass play.
After reviewing the play, the ruling in the field is overturned.
So after taking another look at the catch, they'll say he didn't have it.
Interesting call, but again, it had to be conclusive, and the officials determined that that ball clearly came out. It was an incomplete pass.
He drops back to pass. With the hard throw out to his right. Caught out of bounds, incomplete. The quarterback led the receiver just a little too much.
Yeah, he put a little too much on that pass and forced the receiver to make the catch out of bounds.
And the booth is going to challenge this one. They want to see if he was able to get both feet in bounds before going out.
Yeah, and think about this one from the official standpoint. Not only do they have to see whether or not he had clear possession of the football, but he had to have his feet in bounds. I don't know how, as an official, you can see both.
After reviewing the play, the ruling on the field is overturned.
So after taking another look, they'll give him the catch.
Well, and that's exactly why they have the eyes in the sky, because every once in a while on the sideline, the officials can miss one, but they come back and they get it right, and that's what's really important.
Come on, D, let's get off the field.
Fakes the run. Passes it out. What a hit! A good play fake that time.
It really was. I didn't see it. I thought it was a run play. He pulled it out of there and came up with a nice gain.
Delhomme has completed every pass on this drive. Comes down with it. And they get him at about the 35-yard line. And not a whole lot of yardage gained on that one, Chris.
And that's one of those plays where you leave it up to the receiver to make yardage after the catch is made. When he can't find his way into open space, you'll see plays like that.
He's looking to throw. Short throw to the left. This one won't find a target. And as we head to halftime, score is 31-17. He kicks it. Stewart from the 1. Drilled at the 30. So before the offense hits the field, let's take the time to let you know that our game is brought to you by EA Sports. Offset I formation in the backfield. Gives it right side. He's dropped at about the 31. They get 2 yards.
And that's why you send all those guys to plug up the holes, and that time there were no holes, really, and he was lucky to get anything on the play.
Left.
Ace backfield this time.
Regular. 188. Get him blocked. Watch the back.
There's a play fake. He throws right. Makes the reception. He's brought down at the 40. And simply a great throw there.
Yeah, that really was a nice touch that time. Perfect sort of combination of velocity and touch. A very catchable ball thrown by this quarterback so that you don't have to overly focus on what you're doing and you can get your eyes back down the field, try and get a good run after the catch.
Disappointing there, to say the least.
Well, that'll bring the boo birds out. Anytime you make a conservative third down run call and you get thrown for a loss, the home folks aren't going to be too happy.
Baker kicks it, and man, did he get a leg into this one. He fields the punt at the 20. Brought down at the 34-yard line. That guy just showed off some pretty good skills on that return.
I thought for sure he was taking that one back to the house. You know, anytime you get a guy with that kind of skill level in the open field with a little room to run, good things are going to happen.
James takes the handoff. He doesn't get back to the line. A great defensive effort there.
Did you see how fast that linebacker was on that one? Not only did he recognize it, but when he did recognize it, he had the explosiveness to get there.
Back to throw. Throws on the run. Tackled around the 36-yard line. Pretty nice read on that play to find the open man.
Yeah, the two of them really have been working hard, building a rapport in practice, and now you're starting to see some of those results out here on the field.
Drops back to pass. Gets the pass off. Lucas gets the interception. He's dropped at the 44-yard line. Why did he even make that pass?
Good, Tom. I think he got baited into that throw. He thought the defensive back was going elsewhere. He did a little fake, came back in, made the pick. Just a real heads-up play.
Delhomme with the give. Brought down at about the 39-yard line. 4-yard gain on the play. That'll bring up second down. Delhomme comes up to the line. 3 wide receivers split out wide. Delhomme will throw. No, they hand it off. Tackled at the 32-yard line. This running back just showed off some nice ability there.
Yeah, the offensive line did their job. They created enough of a seam to get him up into the secondary, and then he was able to explode from there.
He needs to make a decision. Completed. Touchdown. That's 2 touchdowns for the wide receiver.
You know, I even enjoy watching these two guys in pregame warm-up. They didn't let a single ball, just warming up, hit the ground today. And I know that may sound trivial, but you could just tell from the beginning of the day they were on.
They'll look to tack on the extra point. Point after is good. And now we'll take a quick look at the drive summary. He kicks it off. He'll return it from the 1. Big hit there to bring him down. It'll be interesting to see how this quarterback reacts after throwing an interception on his last drive. Offset I formation in the backfield. Gives it off. And they get him at the 31. A yard, maybe 2 on the carry. 2nd and 8 coming up here. The Panthers line up with a nickelback. Looks to pass. Throws it. Makes the grab. Brought down at the 48-yard line. A decent pickup on the pass play.
Yeah, and that's frustrating for a defense. They had good coverage on the play. The receiver just found a way to catch that one.
Fires it over the middle. Throws into coverage, and it's intercepted. He's dropped at the 47-yard line. He threw that thing into heavy coverage.
And sometimes when you have a quarterback that has a really strong arm, they think they can do things that they simply cannot. You cannot force that football into that kind of coverage in this league.
1st and 10. Ball on the 47. They line up in an I. Williams on the handoff. And they get him at the 46-yard line. It looks like they picked up a yard or maybe a little less.
Tom, that was a run blitz on that play. They brought the middle linebacker, effectively filling all the gaps, and there was simply nowhere for the running back to go.
They go with the toss. He's dropped for a loss. Good work by the defensive line there.
Yeah, it's really up to the offensive line to at least get your running back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe from there it's his responsibility. But if you can't block any better than that, it's going to be a tough day for this running back.
Back to throw. Rifles it to the middle. Tackled at the 40. And for as good of a catch as that was, this offense now has to deal with a 4th down. Arizona is lined up. They look like they're sending the house after this punt. Gets the away. It'll at the 17. Not much to do on the return team there.
Great kick and even better coverage. Boy, it sure makes winning the field position battle a lot easier when you have special teamers like this.
Inside give. He's tackled around the 21-yard line. James gains about 5 yards on the run. Arizona comes out with 3 receivers in the shotgun. Liner calls for motion right. He drops back to pass. Scans the field. And they get him at the 36-yard line. A good amount of yards that time on the pass.
And running backs who are good receivers are pretty rare. You know, a lot of times those guys, they come out and they're good running the football, but they don't make the kind of plays in the passing game. This guy can clearly do both.
Little handoff. Brought down at the 44-yard line. Picked up 9 on the play. That brings up 2nd down. Offset I formation in the backfield. Back to pass. Throws it short. Out of bounds, incomplete. He couldn't get 2 feet in on that one.
Well, that's something receivers work on all the time, dragging that back toe, just unable to do it that time.
I don't think there's any question as to how this offense wants to pick up this 1st down. They'll go with the run once again. He didn't get back to the line. Looked for a seam, but he wasn't able to find anything.
And let's give credit to the defense. They had a great push there. They got in the backfield, took control of their own gaps.
Gets the punt away. Fielded at the 19. He's tackled at the 23. And that wasn't a very impressive return on that one.
Well, at least he got a few yards on that play. You'd expect a little bit more out of a return man, but I'm not so sure if the kick coverage was so good or the return was not so good, but either way, a little short gain on that one.
Short pass to his left. Tackled at about the 23-yard line. Nice job of shutting down the 1st down pass.
Yeah, it looked like that time the defense knew exactly what was coming. They were right there from the outset to make that play.
Regular. 180. Check, 66.
They'll give it off here. Cuts back and he's dropped. He picks up 4 yards on the carry. They line up in an I.
Regular. 188.
Carolina sends a man in motion.
Hold on.
Back to pass. On the run, he throws it. And they get him at about the 47-yard line. Some smart football by the quarterback on that last play, and he's now up over 300 yards passing for the game.
And this offensive line's been getting it done with pass protection. I don't care who you have playing quarterback. If that guy's back there getting hit, it is awfully tough to throw for 300 yards.
He throws a bullet out to his right. Brought down at the 40. Excellent pass by the quarterback on that play.
I'm really enjoying watching the timing between this receiver and the quarterback. We're seeing a well-schooled offense now going to work.
They'll throw on 1st down. Throws out left. He's dropped at the 26-yard line. Not a bad pickup that time.
Yeah, the defense came with pressure, but they couldn't quite get to the quarterback, and they paid a price. He got it out of there, picked up a nice gain.
Regular. 180. Let's go.
He throws a bullet across the middle. They finally bring him down, and it's 1st and goal. And that one will go for a first.
And really top-notch quarterbacks know how to throw a football in there without leading his receiver into trouble. That was a great throw.
They motion to the left.
188! 188! Hey, you get ready to play some D, baby.
Short throw to the right. And they get him at about the 3-yard line. Pretty nice throw on that play.
And a pretty good catch on the other end, too. That's one of those plays that's quickly becoming one of the staples in this offensive passing attack.
Hey, stay. 180! Goes right! 180! Hey! Nickel. What's the call?
Looks for a man open. Wilson intercepts it. So the defense just picked off their 3rd pass today.
You know, one of the really misleading stats in football is completion yards. If you're throwing it up and down the field but turning it over, it just doesn't matter. You have to maintain possession of the ball.
First down now and 10 to go. James alone in the backfield. Play fake. Short throw to the left. He's brought down at the 34-yard line. Another fine pass and catch on that play.
I know we all talk about 40-yard dash times in the NFL, but as a receiver, if you are a great route runner and you understand what the defenses are trying to do to you, it doesn't matter if you run a 4.3 40. If you can get in and out of your cuts like this guy, you will always be able to play.
They went with a sideline pass, but he couldn't stay in bounds.
And that would have been a spectacular catch if he'd been able to come up with that one, just thrown a little bit too far outside.
The Cardinals line up in an I formation. Play action. Goes through his read. And he makes the tall grab. He's dropped at the 49-yard line. That throw couldn't have been any better.
Yeah, we didn't get the fastball that time. We got the straight change, but when a change-up is effective, it is a pretty sight to see.
Feeds it to the back. He lost yardage on the play, and he'll lose yards on the counter.
The counter is one of those calls that we're seeing less and less of in the National Football League for the reason you just saw, that penetration by a good defensive line or speed at the linebacker position can really shut that play down.
Setting up play action. Makes the catch. He's tackled at the 38. A nice completion to the tight end.
I always thought tight ends were sort of like pacifiers for babies. You know, just about the time that you need a little security blanket, you know where to go.
James on the inside handoff. He gets out to about the 35-yard line. Gain of 2, and that will bring up second down. Second down, 8 yards to go. Ball on the 35. 2 tight ends here. The Cardinals motion to the right side. Back to throw. Guns it to the middle. It came loose. And they fall on the ball. The ball came free, and the defense was right there to scoop it up.
Well, one thing for sure, the ball's not going to stay free on that field for very long. Defensively, they were all over that one.
The offense will start at the 21. Williams alone in the backfield. King motioning to the left. He throws right. There for the reception. Excellent open field tackle. Short pattern results in a completion for the offense.
You know, that's not one of those plays that's a huge gain by any means, but that's really the essence of an offensive game plan. You have to start hitting some of those short intermediate routes, and that begins to open everything else up.
Gives to the back. He fights forward to about the 29. They got little there.
And you can really see the defensive play calling becoming a little more aggressive now. They're blitzing on passing downs, they'll blitz on run downs, and that can really put a lot of pressure on an offensive line.
Nice play fake. He throws it. Pass is complete. He's brought down at the 36-yard line. Nice heads-up play by the quarterback.
I agree. I like the way he stepped up and delivered that throw. He just simply is taking what the defense is giving him.
Williams has the deep back as they line up in the I. Drops back. Throws while on the run. Smith was the intended receiver on the play, and it falls incomplete. From their own 36-yard line. Delhomme is in the shotgun. He has 3 receivers split out wide. Delhomme takes it back. He throws on the run. Tackled at the 46-yard line. Good pickup by the receiver.
And we've always talked about this receiver's big play ability. He may not be the fastest guy in the league, but you can tell he wants the ball in his hands in big situations.
Play fake. Fires it out. Wide open, and he can't hang on. King was his intended target on that one, but they can't complete the pass. Second down now with 10 to go. Ball at their own 46. They'll go from the I formation. Williams on the inside handoff. Hit and drop behind the line. He couldn't get anywhere on that one.
Yeah, sometimes you just have to admit defeat on a play as a running back and just try and get that thing back to the line of scrimmage.
Drops back. Guns it left. And he made a great open field tackle. That was a good-looking throw.
Yeah, great throw, but maybe even a better read. He understood by watching what the defense did after the snap of the football exactly where to go with that ball.
With the throw. Brings it in. And they get him at the 19-yard line.
I think they're going to have to bring out another bottle of oxygen for the wide receivers today. They've been running all over the place, and this quarterback is starting to feel it. It is a hot connection between he and the receivers today.
Regular. 180. 180.
First down, looking to throw. It's incomplete. The quarterback put that one too far out in front of his receiver, and he couldn't stay inbound.
He tried to make a safe throw there, but the receiver was open. It didn't have to be quite that cautious and just let him out of bounds.
Regular.
Hands it to the back. He gets out to about the 18-yard line. Gain of about a yard. That'll bring up third down. Delhomme will come to the line with a 3-wide formation.
180, Queen.
They go with the run. He's tackled right around the 8-yard line. Great job of the running back. That's a gain of 9. Fourth down. This will be a 26-yard field goal attempt. The kick is up, and he makes it. Good kick that time as he puts it right through. The kick is away. From the 5-yard line. Hit and dropped at the 33-yard line. Once again, we'll take this opportunity to remind you that this game is brought to you by the fine folks at EA Sports. Leinart lines up under center. 3 receivers are split out wide.
No, you're good. Come on, D, let's get off the field now. Go.
Hands it to the back. He's brought down around the 37-yard line. James picks up about 4 yards on the play. Leinart is in the shotgun. He has 3 receivers split out wide. Looking to throw. Surveys the field. He rolls out to the right. Bats it away. Fitzgerald was the intended receiver on the play, and it falls incomplete. 3rd and 6. Ball on their own 37. The backfield is in the offset I formation.
Let's go, baby. Get the ball out.
Looks to pass. He's under pressure. There for the catch. He's dropped in the open field. Everything seemed to work perfectly on that one.
And that's a pattern that this team likes to run. You know they've been studying that all week on film, and yet they still can't stop it.
They'll give it off here. Tackled at the 48-yard line. A couple of yards there.
Well, that time the outside linebacker came on the run blitz. They got some penetration and shut down the play.
Leinart is in the shotgun. He has 4 receivers split out wide. Drops back. Throws it short. And they get him at the 49-yard line. We'll see if the defense can make another stop here on 3rd down.
Yeah, that sets it up now for 3rd down. We always talk about 3rd down conversions, but if you have good 2nd down plays, it gives you a chance to get into some blitz packages now on 3rd down.
He drops back to pass. Gets the throw away. Brought down at the 36-yard line. That last catch puts him over 100 receiving yards.
And one of the things I like watching about this receiver is that he understands how to read coverages. More often than not, a wide receiver has to understand reading coverages at least as well as the quarterback. Otherwise, the quarterback will see one thing and the receiver another.
He looks to throw on 1st down. With the catch, he gets knocked out of bounds at the 28-yard line. That's now his 3rd reception of the drive. Pretty clear who the favorite target is on this possession.
You know, this receiver is just one of those guys that you want to keep busy. Some guys only want to try and catch the deep balls or the big plays. Other guys want to catch a lot of balls. This is one of those guys. He gets into a rhythm and he can beat you.
Passes on the move. Fitzgerald was his intended target on that one, but they can't complete the pass. James has the deep back as they line up in the I.
You've won a pair of noise-canceling headphones.
3rd and short, and they'll throw for it. Strong throw. Hope had it and dropped it. And they'll keep the offense out there on 4th down. Leinart lines up under center. They'll line up in the I formation. Fakes the run. Dumps it out right. He's dropped at the 18-yard line. What happened there?
Well, the defense was in zone coverage. They got good pass protection, and anytime that happens, it tends to really stretch those zones and widen the holes.
They'll keep it on the ground again. He's brought down at the 15. Just about 3 yards there. That'll bring up 2nd down. We're at the 12th play of the drive. The Cardinals line up with an offset I backfield. Looks down the field. He's there for the catch. He gets knocked out of bounds at the 18-yard line. Loss of a couple on the completed pass. Leinart is in the shotgun. He has 3 receivers split out wide. Looking to throw. Gets rid of the ball. Picked off. What an interception by the cornerback.
You know, some of these corners are just freakish athletes right now. Oftentimes, they're the best athletes on the field. Maybe they don't have the skill set, great hands, great moves, whatever, but they are definitely among the fastest in the NFL.
They give it to the tailback. He got decleated. Williams picks up a yard on the play.
Boy, he just took a shot on that one. As a running back, the last thing in the world you want is a short gain and a big hit.
Delhomme sends a man in motion. Looks right, throws. Hood bats it away. The pass was deflected and swatted away by the defender.
I think the quarterback may have had to throw that ball a little sooner than he wanted to. The pressure was starting to get there.
Throws it short, and he's out of bounds, incomplete. They complete the pass, but he was out of bounds when he brought it in.
Yeah, that's a pretty safe throw there where only the receiver can make a play on the ball. Just a little too wide on that one.
Punts it. And they get him at the 43-yard line. Not a bad return there.
That was really a good effort. There wasn't a ton of room for him to run, but he was able to get up the field, get a few yards. You never get upset with a punt return guy like that. It wasn't spectacular, but he got the job done.
Play fake. He throws right. Brought down around the 49-yard line. That's a gain of 8. From the 49-yard line. There are 5 wide receivers split out. The quarterback is in the gun. Back to throw. Throws it out. And it's caught. And he's decleated at the 29-yard line. That pass put him over 300 yards for the game.
And what's really impressed me has been his accuracy. He's been squeezing the ball into some tight situations all game. His accuracy has just been tremendous.
They hand it off. He's dropped at the 29-yard line. That run picked up a yard, maybe less. That brings up second down. They come out with an empty backfield. Looking to throw. Throws a bullet. He's brought down at the 12. They pick up solid yardage there.
And I love to watch this wide receiver work. He is so patient with his routes. He gets down low into his cuts, and he really understands what the defense is trying to do to take him away, and he is working them over.
Lucas gets his hand on it. Fitzgerald was the intended receiver, and he can't bring it in. Goal line only a dozen yards away now. Leinart lines up under center. Only one man back here. James on the run. And they get him right around the 8-yard line. So a pickup of maybe 3, and that makes it third down. 3 wide receiver. Leinart back to pass, and the defender intercepts it. Nice pick for the safety.
You could see the quarterback that time trying to look the safety off, but this safety is simply too smart. He was having none of it and jumped in front to make the interception. Pitch out.
Brought down behind the line. Tried to go off tackles, but the defense was waiting right there.
A lot of defensive coordinators really believe in trying to take away the inside gaps and force the back to bounce to the outside, believing that in this league, in this day and age, there's too much speed to really be effective going outside.
Is there for the catch. Tackled right around the 12-yard line. And another connection that goes for good yardage.
And we really see the trust that is developing between this receiver and the quarterback. That if the quarterback has confidence that you're going to be where he thinks you're going to be, he will throw it to you more often than he'll throw it to somebody else.
Makes the throw out to his right. Brought down right around the 30-yard line. Oh boy, that's a nice play on third down.
Clutch play by the receiver that time on third down. As a receiver, you really have to just flat out want the ball in that situation. You can tell that this guy really does.
Fakes to the back. Catches it one-handed. He delivered a nice throw on that drop back, completing it for a pretty good gain.
You know, there aren't many guys who work any harder than this guy, both in the offseason and during the week of practice. He isn't the most physically gifted quarterback I've ever seen, but you can tell the time he puts in the film room, in the weight room, and he understands the game of football.
What a quick move. And they get him at the 42. The back got some open field and was able to get a nice run.
You could just tell he was not going to the ground until he got past that first down marker. I really like the determination in this guy in picking up first downs.
Give to the tailback. He's pushed out at the 48-yard line. 9-yard gain, and that will bring up second down. Short yardage situation here, second and a yard. The Panthers come out with 4 wide receivers, the quarterback in the shotgun. Delhomme is looking to stay perfect on this drive. Huge hit, so he found his receiver for the first down.
Nice catch that time by the receiver to pick up a first down.
Carolina sets up in the I. They'll throw on first down. Throws on the run, and it's completed. Tackled around the 37-yard line. With that last catch, the wide receiver has logged his 100th yard of the game.
Just a good, solid performance here by the receiver. This guy is plenty tough enough. I like the way that he gets in and out of his cuts, but I love his toughness. He's never intimidated out there.
Looking to throw. Short throw to the right. Great open field tackle. He's been busy on this drive. That's his third grab on this series.
And this is a little hard to explain, but I really think that you see receivers begin to get comfortable after they make their first catch and get hit. But anytime in a drive that you catch multiple balls, you just get into a rhythm like a putter or like a quarterback throwing the ball or a pitcher. It's something that's a part of sports that's kind of hard to explain.
The running back gets about a yard, maybe less. The backfield is in the offset I formation. Another run. Brought down at the 24-yard line. They continue to get first downs by running the ball.
Pretty methodical approach right now for this offense. Not only are they picking up first downs and grinding out yards, but they're eating up a lot of time on the clock.
He's dropped at the 24-yard line. Out maybe a couple of feet.
Little linebacker blitzed on that one, and you could see that the quarterback just didn't see it in time to audible out of that play. And let's give credit to the defense. They won that battle.
Regular. Let's go. 180. Red ball. Roll.
He's brought down around the 19-yard line. Pickup of about 5, and so it'll be third down. Delhomme comes up to the line. 3 wide receivers split out wide. Delhomme gives it up the middle. Fumble, and they fall on the loose ball. And that mishap almost cost them the ball.
Halfback has to be breathing a big sigh of relief on that one. Nothing more embarrassing for a running back than a fumble lost.
Kick is up. It's good. Nice work putting that one right through the upright. And here's your drive summary for that last series. The kick. He's tackled at the 27-yard line.
Personal foul, face mask, defense. First down.
They'll get the ball here at the 42. They line up in a one-back set. Drops back on first down. Passes. And he catches it. Brought down at the 36-yard line. The quarterback did a good job of recognizing the coverage and finding the open man.
There's really no better feeling as an offense, especially for the quarterback position, than to take advantage when the defense is trying to blitz you. They're trying to make you nervous, and you just made them pay.
He drops back to pass. Looks for a man open. He's running out of time. It's completed. Tackled at the 29-yard line. Pretty good read on that play to find the open man.
And that's an area where he excels. He works his way through his progressions quickly and doesn't hesitate when he sees a receiver break free in coverage.
Passes it. He catches another. He's tackled around the 19-yard line. Good job to avoid the rush and get the pass off.
When you're trying to blitz the quarterback, you better have some talented corners on the outside, because as a wideout, just give me 3 or 4 seconds against the blitz, and it is awfully tough to try and cover that.
And they get him at the 17. And the defense just ate that one up, Chris.
Yeah, you're not going to fool this defense on plays like that very much. At least he got the ball out of there, though.
Drops back to pass. Throws the bullet to the right. They'll get in for the touchdown. How can the defense keep him out of the end zone, Chris? That was his second score of the game.
You know, Tom, they're trying to get physical with him. They're trying to beat him up a little bit, but he's too quick. He just keeps eluding the defenders. Every time they try to get physical with him, he ends up scoring a touchdown.
He was very close to the line, but the booth must think there's a chance he caught that one inbound.
And that's really the tricky part, Light. And these receivers are now so good at catching it and dragging their feet that a lot of times the officials will miss it.
After reviewing the play, the ruling on the field stands as called.
So upon further review, the ruling will stay just as it was called on the field. And they line up for the extra point. It's good. And we'll take a quick look at the drive summary. Arizona gets ready to try the onside kick. The kick team will line up in onside formation, and if they can't get this recovery, that might do it. Here's the onside try. He's hammered at the 44-yard line. The way things have gone for them today, you almost knew they wouldn't come away with the onside recovery.
It's been a rough game for them for sure. At this point, you got to think they're probably just going to be glad this one's over.
Regular. 180. Back. 180. Let's go stop. Raider. Check 66. Go nuts.
Sets up the play action. Nearly picked off. He should have had that one. Muhammad was the intended receiver on the play, and it falls incomplete. They line up at the 44. Carolina lines up in the offset eye this time. Nice play fake. He's under a heavy rush. Out of bounds, incomplete. It looked like he tried to drag his feet as he was going out, but he couldn't get him down.
You know, and sometimes that happens. The quarterback put it in a spot where only he could catch it. The problem was the ball was just a little off target.
Stewart takes it left. And it looked short from up here. Nice run on that play, but it will still bring up 4th down.
Yeah, but I can't say I totally disagree with that call. You're in a 3rd and long situation. You don't want to turn the ball over there. You make the conservative call, punt it away, and let your defense make some plays.
They'll start at the 44-yard line. 1st down, 10 to go. Back to pass. Short throw to the left. Pass completed. Knocked out of bounds at the 47-yard line. That's the 4th ball he's brought in. From the 47-yard line. The quarterback is in the gun. Empty backfield. 5 wide receivers in the formation. Looking to throw. On the run, he throws it. He's brought down right around the 30-yard line. This guy seemingly can't be stopped. He's now thrown for 400 yards in the game.
Yeah, and at times he really makes it look easy out there. These wide receivers deserve a little credit too. They're doing a lot of work getting open down the field, but this quarterback's pretty special.
2nd and 5. Ball on the 26-yard line. Leinart lines up in the shotgun. He has trips left. Leinart has completed every pass on this drive. Brings this one in. Defense pushes him out of bounds at the 21. And that one goes for about 5 yards and a 1st down.
Now we're starting to see this offense get in a nice little rhythm. The quarterback hasn't thrown an incompletion yet on this drive. They look sharp.
Leinart back to pass. He's been perfect on this drive. And he caught it. He's finally dragged down, and now it will be 1st and goal. The Cardinals line up with 2 tight ends. Leinart hasn't missed yet. Dumps it out right. Brought down at the 4. Gain of 5 on the play. Not really been a close one, as our final score is the Panthers 44, the Cardinals 24.